Hey Tina, this is your girl Yana. I just wanted to chime in on your video. It's called What's Up with These Kids? And I guess there were a few shootings that took place down in California over this past week, and I just wanted to chime in and give my 2 cents on what I think, or what my personal opinion is on what's going on with these kids these days. First of all, let me say I agree with you and Auntie that a lot of this does fall on the parents. The parenting has shifted. There has been a definite shift in the way that children are parented, even from the kids that was born in the 70s, like myself, and the children that was born in the 80s. And definitely there is a strong shift in the way that the children are raised in the 90s and on. One of my reasonings for this shift is the government. And I think people always think, it's always the government, always on some conspiracy theory type thing. But let me clarify my reasoning or my rationale for this. First of all, parenting shifted when the government decided to interfere with child raising, or parenting. When Dr. Spock came out with this book about we shouldn't spank children and we should be doing timeouts and this, that, and the third, that is when that shift occurred. Then all of a sudden you have law enforcement agencies who dedicate themselves to the protection of children. And in doing so, they have empowered the children to act out and speak against the parents. And so this is where everything this is when everything started to roll downhill. Now you have children. I remember because I was a young girl when all of this, seemed to start happening, when all of a sudden it was a big deal, or it was the thing to do to call the police on your mom or your dad when you was getting your butt whooped. Yeah. And let me go on record and say that I did try that. And my mom straight snatched the phone out of the wall and beat my behind or my ass with the phone. Yeah, okay. And then she said, "Now call him." So that is when that shift began to happen. When these agencies were set up, Child Protective Services and things like that. Now, don't get me wrong. We do need those agencies because there are some children who are being abused. And that is not my point here. My point is that when we empower children to call the authorities on their parents when they are being disciplined, that is when that shift began to occur and everything started to roll downhill. Because from there, from the parent losing teeth in discipline arena, so did the teachers. Now, I remember, and I'm sure a lot of you remember out there in YouTube land, when the teacher could straight line up a stack of rulers like this, and when you hold your hand out and go to town on you because you was in class running your mouth. I remember we had a teacher, our gym teacher, he had one of them ping pong paddles. And, for the boys, he didn't really too much get the girls. I did get it one time though, but he only go in on you one time. But for the boys, they had to bend over, touch them toes, and they got a couple of swats on the butt with that paddle. And you was pretty much straight, in elementary school. You was straight because you didn't want to get that hot paddle. I had another teacher, my second grade teacher. She would light my hands up with them rulers now, because I was always chattering, my little chatterbox. But when parents lost teeth, so did the teachers. And now everything has shifted. So now you got parents afraid of their children, and you got teachers afraid of the children and the parents. Because now you got these stupid parents that come to school, on some, "Oh, my child didn't do this, my child didn't do nothing." Whereas back in the day, it took a village to raise a child. So if your neighbor saw you doing so-and-so, whoop-de-whoop, and they rolled up on you, you might have got your butt whooped by the neighbor across the street, and then got your butt whooped by your mama when she got home. All of that's gone. All of that is gone. And I don't know. Maybe we can attribute some of this to the crack era, where the brains, done got messed up, and now you got those 80s, that era, having babies at this time. I don't know, and I'm not putting none of that out there. I have my own theory, but I'm not going to offend anybody with my theory, so I won't go there. You use your imagination. But the lack of, or the loss of power by the local authorities or by the government agencies has started this demise. And true enough, I agree with you, Tina. I agree with you and Auntie wholeheartedly that these moms are not doing what they're supposed to do, and they're just too buddy, and they want to be, all laid up and booed up and out in the streets and kicking it and hanging and doing this, that, and the other, and they don't put their foot in their child's behind. And you got boys, disrespecting their mother. I done seen plenty of dudes that just straight disrespect their mother. I wish my son would. I really wish he would. I wish he would disrespect me or disrespect any adult. That's not how I raised mine. Mine is going to respect adults, period. But that is when everything really started to go downhill. And that's what's going on with children. So until the government gets out of the parenting business, then maybe we can gain some of our strength back, because right now we don't have any. You got these kids pick up the phone, they call the police come out. I have a friend who's investigated. The police come out, they come and investigate you, come inspect your house and do this, that, and the other, and then you find out, you get the story from the kid who lied in the first place, and then it's like, oh, well, she wouldn't let me watch TV. Are you kidding me? So you called the police, and CPS coming out here and inspecting my house and inspecting me and open up a book and got a file with my name on it because you didn't watch TV? You will never watch TV again in my house. You pull some crap like that. That's all I got to say. But hey, this has been going on in Detroit, for years. This, is probably spreading because the people are spreading, but it's getting worse. It's getting worse, and it's going to continue. It's going to continue to go downhill because nobody's waking up, nobody's standing up, nobody's waking up. We don't have any Martin Luther Kings, we don't have any Malcolm X's, we don't have any Rosa Parks. We don't have those type of people in our life anymore, and we don't have the kind of people that's just going to stand up and start a revolution. Sometimes or some days I feel like I'm willing, but the thing is are you ready to die for the cause? Because all of those people that I just named, hey, they died for the cause, with the exception of Rosa Parks. But I mean, she held it down for the cause, and she was willing to die because she wasn't getting off that bus. But what I'm saying is, are you ready to die for the cause? And I guess that's just our problem, here today, is that we don't have nobody standing standing up and willing to start the revolution. We got a powerful tool in using this YouTube, and we could be doing so many things, coming together and doing so many things. I'm right now hurt because, by the garbage that's going on in Detroit, the corruption. And even though I don't live there, that's still my city. That's where I'm from. That's my hometown. And it just incenses me that we closing all these schools. You got kids up in there that get beat up, gang, not gang bang, but just group fights or whatever because you gay, or or you got group rapes and stuff. They go into the bathroom and a group of girls will rape another girl. Like, are you kidding me? Where they do that at? And when did they start doing that? Yeah, a group of boys go in and rape another boy in the bathroom. You got kids riding by the bus stop, the public bus stop, just open fire on kids standing at the bus stop. It never was like that. And I'm sorry that things are getting worse progressively, and it's a shame. It's just an absolute shame. I think this happened to my son's school. Some kid brought a gun to school just a couple months ago to my son's school. There was a threat, or there was allegation that a kid brought a gun to school. So they locked the school down, locked all the kids in the school, and wing by wing had to dismiss them and make sure they got directly to the bus. And then we got the phone call, later on, that there was an allegation. We got an email and a phone call that there was an allegation that some kid brought a gun to school. I don't think that it I don't think that that was the actual case, but that's what was being said. And some other kids saw this kid with a gun. I don't know. They didn't ever report back to us whether or not it was. And I'm sure if they did have a gun, they would have told us. So I'm assuming this allegation. But, you know, school got locked down. And they have an actual sheriff station right inside my son's high school in Georgia, in Covington, Georgia. In Covington. You know, and nice school. Very nice school. You know, but things is getting rough out here, y'all. So I ain't going to take up no more time because y'all know how I feel about going 15 minutes or 10, you know, going to the max. That ain't my deal. So until the next time, peace out.